Hi y'all. It is super late. I just got finished with a course that I'm doing. Kind of finished. I mean, all the weeks are done. I'm still gonna have to go back through one more time and do a little tweaking before I send it for comment, and then we get it back and give the final version back. But I'm happy to have gotten done what I got done. So this whole day has just been weird. It's just been weird because I met with somebody a couple of days ago. He's the CIO of my county, Prince William County, and I've been doing some stuff or trying to do more stuff with the county. So this, I reached out to him through our I don't know what she is, the representative for this area. I forget her title. But she connected me with him. So me and my partner went to meet with him to talk about the course that we're doing for cyber. So I asked him, I said, okay, because I work for government. He's a CIO. I'm interested in that kind of stuff just because of the work that I've done, the books I've read. So I asked him, I said, why is it so hard for you all to stay, especially when it comes to government organizations? Chief information officers or CIO, they leave really quickly. And he told me some stuff, that I know. He was like, doing anything for government, whether it's federal, state, whatever, is just it's almost meaningless because politics is so entwined. Is that a word? Intertwined into everything that, and he said, I couldn't work in that environment. If you're going to get anything done at all, if you're going to make any difference at all, it's going to have to be at the local level. And I've heard that as far as politicians are concerned, even if you're, when you're voting at the local level and paying a lot of attention, that's where it starts. Your school boards and, like the stuff that's happening right here in front of your face and not necessarily what's on the news all the time. But yeah, so he was talking about that, and I felt that to my core. Like I absolutely know what he's talking about. There was this one incident, this thing that happened to me at work some years ago, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, where I was working on a project, a big project. And my executive said, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's gonna succeed. It's gonna succeed. So don't even, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and do it. And he wasn't saying that like, Cheryl, you're really great at what you do. And I know that no matter what happens, you're going to bring this together and we're going to have a successful. It wasn't like that. It was like just doing it, just saying we did it is success. And I don't like that. Like I didn't like that at that moment. And I don't like it now. Okay. I had a recent conversation with the executive I have now, talking about how my engagement is in the gutter, like it really is, and I gave her the reasons why, and it hasn't recovered, and I think so. It's not anything external, okay? It's internal, and I told her that too. I said my expectations are not aligned with what is going on and what this organization is capable of. That is not the fault of the organization. And it's not my fault either. It's just a fact that what I expect and what I can do and what I want to do and the way I want to be engaged and involved is not aligned. And I told someone, so we had a meetup, when folks got together there some months ago. And I told one of my colleagues, my personal philosophy is enlightening minds so that everyone can see. That's what I do. Okay, that's just what I do. Okay. And I can't be anywhere where that is misaligned with what is going on. I don't care what the mission is. Because one thing I've noticed that I've learned in all these years is that a mission and a vision statement for many places is just writing on a piece of paper. when you really know what's going on in the organization by just looking around, look in the hallways, see what's happening, see how people treat each other, see who gets what and who doesn't get that. That's what the mission and vision is. That's what it is. Okay. So that stuff don't even, I don't care what it says on paper, because many times that shit ain't true. It's just not true. Okay. So, and it's misaligned. It's just misaligned. And I don't want to feel trapped. And that's the reason why I left my last job. I'm using the word love here. My last job, I loved my supervisor, my team, my desk, the elevator, the breakfast, the guy who cooked on the grill. He was amazing. I loved all of that. But I got to a point to where I feel I could no longer grow. And again, that is not the fault of the organization. It's me. When your feet get too big for your shoes, it's not the shoes' fault. And it's not your fault either. Growth is a natural process. You got to find something bigger, something more comfortable, something where you can, stretch out in all directions, something where you can grow even more, instead of having your growth stunted by this thing that you're trying to fit into. So I left that place, feeling like, okay, I have all these possibilities. And I decided to get into a situation that was even more constricting, but I didn't know it at the time, And again, it's not the fault of the situation. It's me and the decision for me to go where I went. Because the people there are great. Like, they're wonderful people, right? But it's just not for me. It's absolutely not for me. And I've written about this. So this is the wonderful thing about this stuff, right? When these things happen, things don't go quite the way you want to. You learn so much about yourself, which I'm doing. And you strengthen things about yourself, right? Like your courage, your insight, your decision-making abilities, your ability to take risks, your risk perception, changes. And that's a good thing. Growth is always a good thing. There's nothing bad about growth. Yeah, so that's just what's happening. And this work that I'm doing on the side, because I do have a day job. So the work that I do after my day job, which has me up at 12:38 at night, this is where I feel like I'm flourishing. This is what I want to do all the time. I want to do it all the time because I make the rules. Okay. I'm saying I don't have to go through a approval process that takes weeks and has to be filtered through the consciousness of 12 different people, and it comes out on the other side looking like something I didn't even touch. I don't like that. Nothing right or wrong with it. I just don't like it. And I don't know. So I'm going to have to take some enormous risks when it comes to my work and my life. Because I've said before, those things are not separate. I'm just going to have to take those risks because I can't accept feeling trapped. I can't accept that. I have accepted that in various ways in my life, especially personally, being somewhere with someone where I could not flourish. And in fact, had to dumb myself down, to make them happy. I'm not doing that. That's not going to happen. Not anymore. Not for me. So I'm going to have to see what happens and just, make the decisions as they come to me, no matter how scary or whatever they're. And let me tell you this other thing. I cannot stand how money seems to be the thing that keeps people, including myself, from doing what I want to do, fulfilling what I feel is my purpose. Oh, I can't do that because I don't have enough money, or I need the money, or I got to pay that. I cannot stand that at all. I cannot stand that at all. I don't like it. And I'm not going to accept it. I'm just not. I don't have to accept it. I don't. If the worst case scenario happens, and I am literally in a shelter or something, that's okay. That is all right. And I see how these people feel. That there's this movie, what the name, I don't know, it was something, but this guy, he had just graduated from some highfalutin college. His dad bought him a car, gave him all kinds of money or whatever. He didn't want any of that. He ended up abandoning his car, gave away the money, and he went to live in Alaska or something. I think it's called Into the Wild. He went to live in Alaska. He ended up dying out there, but by himself and stuff, starving to death or something. But the movie was such that, okay, this guy had really lived. I just wrote something in my blog. So my blog is on CherylAbram.com. Okay, I have a blog there. And I wrote something and I called it The Second Time I Committed Suicide. And in it, I say, living a long life does not necessarily mean the number of years. I say in what I wrote in my blog post, living a long life means you live having had significant moments. A long life can be 1 year or it can be 99 years. Somebody who has experienced significant moments of joy and happiness and sadness and growth and surprise and excitement and, depression. And I mean, just all of that significance, right? All of those things that you notice right here, a person who has lived that and dies at the age of 5, but has experienced that. And a person who dies at the age of 100 and has barely experienced anything, the 5-year-old is the one who lived a long life. That's the way I see it. Okay. So I intend to live a long life, a life chock full of significant experiences, things that I remember, things that I cherish, no regrets at all. When my physical body finally, dies, that's really what I want. And I can't do that. If I'm afraid to make a move. If I have some belief about society or money or whatever, that's holding me back. I can't, that significance, it'll never come because I'm being too careful. I'm being too careful and I'm afraid. Right. So I'm learning to harness the fear and use that energy for something positive, for something transformational, something that's really going to make a difference and make something happen. Right. And that's just what I have to do. I got to do that. And that's the best legacy that I could leave for my kids. The best thing that I could do, the very best thing that I could do, is to leave for them that example, Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right. It's 12:45 and I have a early meeting tomorrow. This meeting is going to be groundbreaking. I mean, something's going to happen after this meeting. I'm either going to be on here tomorrow telling you all how, I am jobless, and I'm going to just start on my own tomorrow, or something else is going to happen. I don't know. Yeah, but we'll see. I'm going to sleep tonight, though. Sleep well. So one thing that I do, and I'm about to go, is that when I'm anxious about something, or when you're anxious about something, you have an event coming up tomorrow or whatever, In your mind, just finish it. Do the event, do the speaking thing, give the presentation, make the speech, talk to the in-law, confront your wife or husband. Just do the thing, and have it end in your mind before you go to sleep. And whether it's, and do it both ways, worst case and best case. And once you complete it in your mind, in your head, you'll sleep a lot better, because your mind will be like, your mind don't know the difference, between what's real and fake. I mean, real and fake, right? So just do it, just complete it, and you'll sleep much better. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to do best case and worst case and take my ass to sleep, okay, because I'm tired. All right, so I'll see y'all. Ooh, I don't like this color. It's too light. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Maybe I won't see you tomorrow. I hate it when the screen does this. Okay, here we go. There we go.